Welcome everyone to another episode of Littlebrook Reunion. I'm Chris, the Primogen on YouTube, and I will be your storyteller for tonight. Okay, how about we start then with... we'll start with Tyde again, and we'll work our way down. So.
All right. I'm super good at introductions, so yeah. Hello, my name is Kitsu, and I play Tyde, an elemental. Yeah.
Welcome, and
sorry. I needed to say how I look like or something.
We'll do that when we get into the game. We'll continue on with Jonas.
Yeah, hello, I'm Adam, and I play Jonas, the Darkling. And that's what we get for now.
Okay, perfect. We'll continue with Lars.
Hi, I am Toring, and I'm playing Lars. He is a wizened.
Very good, thank you. And then we got Nate.
Yes, I am Harry. I play Nate, and Nate is a Ferrist.
Very good, thank you. Nova.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I play Nova. I'm a beast.
Perfect. And Silas.
Silas just wrote that he can't hear anything at all.
Oh, that's really weird. Okay. That's weird. Tech happens as they usually do. So if someone could tell him that maybe changing the settings for the headphones, and if it doesn't work, I guess he'll go without cans for now. And while we're fixing that, I'll do a little recap of last session, which was the first of the game, the premiere, which will be going live as a VOD on either the Onyx Path's YouTube account or mine. We're still working out the case for that. But essentially what happens was we started out in media res. 5 of our changelings were fleeing from their keepers from Arcadia through the hedge, and it was a tumultuous ride for everyone involved. There was a lot of bruises and cuts and hurt feelings. And while this was going on, Silas, working for Mother, or the Matron, one of the keepers of Arcadia, was given the task to find these escaped children and bring them back, no matter the cost. However, during this chase, Silas was convinced by Tyde that he would probably be better off joining them in escaping Arcadia rather than being the prisoner of it. Through some shenanigans, a large purple dragon, the former mount and also chrome bike of Silas, sort of went on a bit of a rampage and attacked the group, got smacked in the face by our local Ferrist, Nate, who essentially just gave it a left hook, sent it crashing to the ground. Whereupon, I think Nate and, was it Silas as well, started kicking and beating the dragon until it stopped moving. Yep. I believe that's how it happened. Meanwhile, Lars, or Michael, was... what do you prefer, Michael or Lars? Lars.
You know, I'll just go by Lars.
Okay, Lars. Sorry about that. I got it mixed up for last time. Lars managed to spot one of these giant beetles that he'd seen being used for transportation during his durance. So he managed to wrangle it, which wasn't too hard since you know where to scratch them. And the party set off to find their escape from the hedge. And they did. They found the old deer tower, I believe they're called, or deer platform?
Deer stand.
Deer stand, thank you very much. And from there, it was just a little bit of not guesswork even. You found a compass that pointed you towards the exit, which was this long, dark tunnel. However, as you entered this tunnel, or were about to, you heard the roar of a dragon, which, of course, anyone knows that just punching a dragon isn't going to stop it for long. And it started chasing you down, and you ran into this dark tunnel, and coming out the other end, you found yourself back in your hometown, which is Littlebrook. You were, of course, shocked by this, some of you having been gone for quite a long time. Well, all of you having been gone for quite a long time. It was in the middle of the night, there was frost on the grass, but no snow, and you just basically come out of the old wooden bridge, the covered bridge that goes across the Roseau River. The first thing you saw was the flickering neon lights of Jones' roadside diner, which was still open, and the slight smell of baking cherry pie. However, before you could recover much more, you heard the sound of the dragon coming through, and indeed, the giant purple dragon took the disguise and flied off to the mountains, striking a silhouette against the moon. And before you could do anything else, you were also almost hit by a car, which, by providence, lit up a sign welcoming you to Littlebrook, home of the Blackbirds. And I do believe that's where we ended last session.
Yes.
Yes, I do believe so. Silas, do you have your audio back? Can you hear anything?
Yes. I can hear you guys. Can you hear me well?
Yes,
Yes.
we hear you well.
Yes, no
Perfect.
problem.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Tech happens, but tech has been fixed. So, everyone, let's play a storytelling game of beautiful madness. You are standing outside of Jones' diner. It is in the middle of the night. You're wearing rags, torn, shredded old clothes that you probably wore at some point in your life. But they're old, they're discolored, and some of them are barely fitting you, your body's having changed during your durance. Still, you think, at least, that you're back home. And this feeling might not have settled itself yet, but at least there's no hedge tearing at you. There are no fantastical creatures attacking you. Dragon notwithstanding, since it's left. And you're surrounded by these other refugees. There's 6 of you, all in all. Some of you might feel relief having come out. Some of you might feel doubt. This is another trick on your keeper's resume, trying to fool you into thinking that you're actually free when you're not. And why don't we start with Silas? Please describe how you look and how you're taking your newfound freedom.
First thing I do is look at my clothes. These aren't the clothes I was taken in. These are the clothes that were given to me by Mother a long time ago. These are not normal clothes. They look like great leather rags. What kind of leather? I can promise you this. No one in the party has seen leather like this before. And they probably don't want to think very hard about where it actually comes from. I loom over everything here, over the weird cars that look nothing like the ones I saw when I was a child, over all my companions and almost all passersby. I can barely identify the things here, and I suspect this is almost certainly a trick, just because whoever designed this place had no idea what 1950s America looked like. The only concession I have to my reality, is the notion of the diner up ahead. But even that's changed. The name is Joan, but Joan was my age. So maybe that's where we should start. I know someone here. These people are almost all strangers to me, except for Lars. Maybe we can go in and try to see what we can do next after talking to Joan and introducing her to my new friends.
Nova, please describe yourself and what's going through your head at the moment.
Nova is a little short. She has white hair and big red glasses, and she has maybe there's if you look under her wrap here, you can kind of see almost something feathery or antennae sticking out. You kind of adjust them every once in a while. She's not sure. She has maybe the faintest familiarity, but nothing quite looks right, and she's just going to be real quiet and watch and probably follow wherever the biggest people go.
Perfect, thank you. Nate?
Yes. Nate is approximately average height, 5'9" or so. Pretty human-shaped, roughly, but his skin from the waist up has been replaced by this sort of crystalline, almost diamond-like structure. While from the waist down, he is solid gold. A half statue. Well, two halves of two different statues.
Yeah, quite a contrast. Perfect. And what's going through his mind at the moment?
Right now, I need to get to the car dealership, see if they have some extra clothes in the back, and get home.
Yeah. All right. And Lars.
Lars is very small. He is maybe 5'3", and that's without kind of the hunch that he perpetually has. He's basically swimming in rags of something that used to perhaps be winter clothing, but isn't anymore. And what's going through his mind right now is that he needs to find his family, because he remembers this place as well, but it was called Louis at the time, and it was run by a friend of his. Joan was his daughter, so he's very confused at this point.
Brilliant. Thank you. Jonas, how are you doing?
Jonas is just a blank face and a blank head, no features at all, more or less. And the clothes he's wearing are just rags. And you can see some skin through the rags as well, but just as well as his face is just smooth, featureless, nothing really to mark him out, any remaining features except just the nothingness of it all. White, almost cloth-like skin, and the things going through his mind right now is the great uncertainty and confusion of where he is. He still doesn't really trust the situation here, but still this seems more real than something he has experienced in quite a while, and that his sister might be here in the party as well. The Tyde claims that she is his sister, and he believes her somewhat, but right now he just wants to leave this place and anything that reminds him of his time in the hedge and just find his way home.
Perfect. Thank you. And finally, Tyde, how do you look and what's going through your mind?
Tyde, at first glance, if you look at them, they look like they still have, like, they don't have any distinctive features body-wise, so it's difficult to tell what gender they would be. But otherwise, seems like a fairly what you would call humanesque figure, like humanesque features. You could mistake them for a human really quickly, but like blue hair, maybe that's not very common for earlier days, but it looks dyed, so a little bit wetter than you would expect someone to wear their hair, but otherwise nothing specific about that. And then there's like this slight blue hint to their skin, and that's about it. There's like a couple of shells stuck to their skin, like at the but not below the ears,
like barnacles almost.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So you're all standing, watching yourself, watching each other, not quite sure what to do for a brief moment. Who's taking charge? Who's doing something?
I'll speak up because I think I have a pretty good working memory of the place. We need to head out. Right now we're in the middle of the street. None of us look human. We're gonna attract some attention. I think I know a place we can take shelter.
Where?
Anybody gonna follow me?
Oh, Nova will follow. You seem to have
Brilliant.
an idea.
I'm gonna head off
Jonas
towards...
stands back a bit, just taking it all in, looking. But if you start to leave, he will slowly follow. Yeah, like, he hasn't really decided yet. Staying at the end of the group, just looking at his surroundings, maybe following, but following nonetheless.
All right. And I'm gonna
Wait.
I'm gonna make my way to the car dealership.
I think Tide like tugs at Jonas like, we can't stay here in the open. If not nothing else, the dragon can find us here. So we have to figure what's going on, and like everything is very confusing right now. This is not like, let's just find our bearings first. If he has a
He-
place to go, then we can go there.
He turns his face towards Tide and just gives a short nod.
All right.
And then follows the group.
So Lars is going to be hanging towards the back, and he'll kind of ask, "Where are we going?"
We're going to my dad's car dealership. Hopefully it's still around, and if it is, then we can take shelter there for now.
Won't your dad have something to say about that?
We can let him know in the morning.
All right.
Silas, are you going to be okay with this? Do you want to tag along with him, considering you have your, well, at least the name of your childhood's friend right in front of you?
Silas reaches out and puts his hand on the glass, trying to peer inside the diner. It's almost like It's almost like I'm disconnected from everything that's happening around me. My only thought is to try and look inside, try to spot Joan, but I don't see any young girl in the diner.
No.
Maybe she's working in the kitchen, or
You look
Some-
inside of this diner, and it looks remarkably like it looked when you were a kid. The floor is checkered, the seats are this old, worn red leather. Some of them are breaking in the edges, and you can see there's some patchwork here and there. There's an old jukebox standing in a corner. It's unplugged. Looks like it might be broken, but it seems it's like an image from your childhood. But you don't see any customers, and you don't see Joan or anyone who could be Joan inside. Looks like whoever's working there, if it's Joan or not, might be in the kitchen.
I look inside, narrow my eyes, and then look down to the disgusting leather rags that I'm wearing. And I make a decision. I'll come back tomorrow. There has to be something. I'll just get a better set of clothes. That'll be easy. How hard can it be to find clothes? Slowly I take some steps back from the window and look to the others. Okay, let's go to that car dealership and see what we can find.
All right.
Lars will reluctantly follow.
Glad to see you're all on board. Let's head out. And I'm gonna jog towards where the car dealership is.
Okay. The car dealership is actually quite a bit away from here. You have to go through the residential area, cross the highway, and get to the, I don't want to call it the industrial section of the town, but definitely where the water treatment plant is, where the car, or the auto repair store is, and where the car dealership is, which is fairly close to the highway.
Mm-hmm.
It takes maybe 10, 15 minutes if you're jogging. Nova, are you tagging along as well?
I am. It's just I have to like run twice as fast to keep up. But I keep getting there and falling back and then keeping up.
All right. So you're all...
Lars
Oh, sorry.
stops, and when we get near the auto repair shop, Lars just kind of stops and he just stands there staring at it.
Mm. The repair shop is called, if I'm not mistaken, let me see here. The repair shop is called Johansson's Auto Repairs. It's closed for the day, but it's the same place. You recognize it.
He'll walk over and look through the window.
Well, it seems there's definitely been some changes. You see car parts and you see accessories and lots of stuff that weren't around when you were around, so to speak. There's little plastic trees hanging in wrappers. There's candy bars up at the counter that you don't recognize, but it's definitely the same store, and is well taken care of too. Definitely something you would be proud of.
So he turns to the others and he says, "This was me. This is mine, or was mine."
Do you think we could take shelter there?
Maybe. I'll start looking around for any scraps of metal.
You don't have to look long. You're fairly close to the junkyard, so how big of a scrap of metal are you looking for? Like a fist-sized or bigger?
No, he's looking for something to pick the lock with.
Oh, okay. Why don't you roll? Let me see here. Whoop. That freaked out the cats, apparently. Why don't you roll? Let me see here. This is going to be that perception roll, which we were talking about before.
Composure.
Wits composure, right?
Composure? Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah,
Composure.
wits composure. Thank you. And 8
Alright.
plus are successes. I did.
Alright, so I've got 6 dice.
Yep.
1 success.
1 success. You search the ground. It is not the best of lighting at the moment, but ultimately you end up finding a paper clip that seems to have fallen into the dust around the entrance to the store. I would actually like everyone to roll a wits, a perception check, essentially. Wits composure, and tell me your results. Actually, Silas and Lars, you're not allowed to, but the rest of you are. Sorry.
2 successes.
2 successes? 3 successes for Nate.
1 success.
1 success, 2 successes. All right, so let's see. Nate and Nova, you recognize a small blinking red light at the top of the corner of the store. This place has a burglary alarm installed.
Hey, wait.
Careful,
Wait.
careful.
I point up to it.
And?
Yeah, you have no idea what this is.
It watches. It's an eye.
Oh.
Yeah, the last thing we want are cops showing up here.
Silas looks in shock at the camera that's above them. What is this place? I thought you said it was a car dealership, not like a fortress or a military base. How do they have this kind of surveillance?
Everywhere has something like this. I mean, pretty commonplace now.
Can we throw a rock at it?
Let's hold off
It's-
for now.
It's
Okay.
inside, right?
Yeah, it's actually inside.
Okay.
We'll throw a rock through the window, and then at the
Did-
camera.
Does anyone
Let's set it off.
you both say that you know this place? Do anyone have a code to deactivate the stuff?
I was not here when I was owning it, running it.
I mean, I seem to recall that, it's bad, and if we do something to the building, it's going to, like, call the cops, I'm pretty sure, or bring attention. I don't know. We seem to be in Littlebrook, so if that's the case, it's gonna be the cops, I believe. But just in case this is an illusion, it might be something worse.
Yeah, we should move on.
I mean,
Find somewhere else.
maybe we're just supposed to knock and ask. I don't know.
Seems a bit late right now.
Yeah, let's
Do you
not
think
do
anyone will
that.
be in or no?
Here? No, I doubt it.
Nova
Alright.
will put down the rock she kind of secretly picked up.
The connected almost to this building is the car dealership, which makes sense. There's an auto repair shop, and just right next to it's the car dealership with this lot that's gated. There's no barbed wire on top of it. It's looks like pretty lax security. There's a couple of used cars in the lot, not that many. Most of them seem to have seen better days.
Silas looks at these used cars and marvels at them. I don't understand. These cars look like they've been on the road for, what, 10 years, 20 years? But some of them look almost futuristic. Points to a small Volkswagen. What is that?
It's a car.
Those
No,
look
I mean,
a bit
what-
new.
What is VW? Is that like German?
Yeah, I'd guess. I mean, I'd say Volkswagen, but I haven't seen this make or model before. Or, well, this model. I've seen this make. It's Volkswagen.
Huh. Surprised anyone buys German cars.
Say,
Why?
when are you... Yeah. Why?
I mean, there's still some people who are begrudging the war and all. I mean, yeah, there was.
Like the World War? That was-
Yeah, I mean, there's like maybe we got it from West Germany or something.
That was 30 or 40 years ago.
I mean, I guess some people could still be hung up about it, but
Nobody I've ever met.
Silas,
some old
I just look at you all blankly.
I
What?
fought it in Naga.
West Germany doesn't exist anymore?
I mean, I last I was aware it did, but
Yeah, Germany exists, and what are you talking about?
Jonas and Tyde, you process the fact that he said 40 years ago, the war 40 years ago. I mean, the only war that was 40 years ago was in Vietnam, and that's, well, almost 40 years ago. That wasn't against Germany.
there's something weird because we learned that the Second World War started. Wait, I am not good at history, but it started, it was a lot around the middle of the 19th century, no, 20th
Yeah.
century,
1940s.
30s, 40s,
45.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I fought
right.
it.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
That's like 60 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
almost 100% sure it was 40 years ago. I mean, war ended in 45. It's probably, what, 89 now? I mean, I lost track of time in there, but
No.
Nova's nodding a bit like that sounds about right.
This is weird. I look around. Is there like a trash or something? A trash can?
Yeah, there's a trash can few feet away from the entrance.
Okay. I go for the trash can, open the lid, and try to find some kind of newspaper or something.
You start digging around in a trash can, and you do find some, not a newspaper, but you find this little, what do you call it? Little magazine, yeah. It's last month's issue of Motorist Friend, and it has has a date. It's July 2019 on it.
What?
I 2019 instead of 18.
20 what?
19.
19.
Okay. So I pick it up, but like I blow off some kind of onion and I don't know whatever vegetable leftovers, and then I kind of like flip it open and check it. Okay, wait. All right, so this does not look this old, because if it was older, the vegetables on it would have been really rotten, and it says it's 2019. I hand it
What?
over.
That has to be a typo or
That
something.
can't be. No.
Look.
Your stories are not adding up.
Here, let me
We
see that.
cannot be in different times. This does not make sense. I don't. And Jonas just start like backing off a bit from the group.
I have to go home.
Okay.
I have to check on my family.
Yeah, I need to do that as well. I'm not supposed to be here, and it's not 2019. No, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Look, guys, I really sympathize with how you feel right now. I feel the same way, but we cannot go back looking like this. All right, we need clothes. We need some way to, I don't know, cover all this.
You may
I keep
look
saying
strange.
this
I
might all
look
be
fine.
an illusion. Sorry. You go first.
an illusion,
Yes.
maybe.
We have been tested in so many ways already. I need a proof that this is real before I will interact in any way on it. And I think that since we're here in this place with this old cars and stuff like that, let's try to see if some of them are open. Let's sleep in them, because that's at least very better than sleeping outside. It'll at least keep us away from the rain or something. Not that I mind the rain, but you know, some of you might not want to be
Jonas
outside.
Turns to Nate.
Yep.
And what do you say your name was?
Name's Nate. Nate Kelly.
Nice to meet you. You said that this was your father's car shop? Your
No,
dad's car shop?
this is Lars's, right? Or are we at the?
The dealership is next door.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. It's
Can you
that
get us
building
in there?
over there.
Yeah,
point
could
to
you
it,
get us
yeah.
in there, or
Yeah, if they still keep the key in that flower pot by the back door, then I should be able to.
let's try that first, then before the cars.
Look for the
All right.
blinking red eyes.
So I'm gonna head to the back of the car dealership, and I'm going to check for the key.
The car dealership, the back of it, so at the other side of the building.
Yeah, the rear entrance. Yep.
Yeah, you head around and you actually spot a security camera as well, but it doesn't even seem to be connected. Like it looks like it would be watching over things, but it's not turned on. And where would you usually hide the spare key? Under
It
a
would be in a little potted plant.
yeah, you check the potted plant and it's right there.
All right. I'll put it in the lock and I'll turn it.
Mm-hmm. You are just about to put it in the lock and turn it when you see a light turn on in the small area which is the restroom of the office.
I'm
You
gonna
see-
duck away from the door and sort of gesture for everyone else to kind of get down.
Yeah.
Lars will
Jonas
duck.
makes an effort to hide.
Mm-hmm.
No one makes himself real
Silas tries
small.
to duck behind a wall so that no one can see him. A wall is the only thing that could cover him at this point.
Yeah. You hide, and for a moment you see a shape moving around. The glass is frosted, so you can't really see through it, or the window to the restroom. You see someone moving around in there for a little bit. The sound of flushing, very muted through the wall, and the lights turned off.
There's already someone staying here. We can't stay here.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna try to fix Kitsu's Wi-Fi. Sorry.
Brilliant. All right, so
So what other options do we have? What other ideas do we have? We can go to my house, but my wife and children, well,
look, if my dad
it's been-
still owns the place, then it's probably him who's here.
The other one. No.
And even though, to say the least, we didn't
And
have the best
go
relationship,
to-
I'm sure he'd be happy to see me after all this time.
but how long have you been gone?
That one.
If it's 2019
The year's
now.
2019. I probably, 85 was when I was last here.
But
Well,
you,
and he
did you look like this
he
when
won't
you left?
recognize you, right?
No, we
Yeah.
won't. But I'm sure I can. I can try to reason with him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am back.
I think it's best if we stay out of sight for now.
You're probably
Need to-
right.
We need to find somewhere where we can think and rest without being seen. Because I look mostly normal, and points at Nova, she looks mostly normal. But pointing at Jonas, he doesn't have a face. And you're half made of gold.
Yep.
We need somewhere where nobody can see us, where we figure this out.
Agreed.
Now, with this, and he holds up the paperclip, I can get us in places that don't have the red eyes.
I guess. I mean, there's no security in the car dealership. Whoever's in there, worst case scenario, we can overpower them. And we have this, and I'll take the gun out of my waistband. I'm not really planning on using it, but it certainly...
Do you know how to use that?
I mean, I know the basics. I'm far from proficient.
What if we just say we need trouble? Like we were in trouble and we need help.
Yep.
Looking like us.
Well, some of
Not
us.
gonna-
But we need a place for all of us to stay.
Just
I don't
see if you
know.
can... Look, just get yourself in the door. Like, get a foot in the door, metaphorically speaking. And then once whoever's inside agrees to let one of you in, we can all pile in.
I don't like this plan. But
I don't either,
know
but
that we have
right
an
now
option.
it seems to be the best we got.
So you're going to try to get into the dealership?
I suppose.
All right.
Nova, knock, and ask for help, I guess.
Okay. So Nova will gather herself, and she'll kind of like scurry up to the door,
Mhm.
and just give a little, almost like a scratch knock.
Okay. You knock on the door, and you hear movement from inside right away.
Lars will hide off to the side.
Yeah. And it takes a little while before someone comes to the door. And as the door is open, you spot this man in his mid-50s. He's got a bit of a beer belly, wearing like a pair of pajama pants and a wife beater. And he just looks confused, like, yeah, can I help you? You're up pretty late, you know?
I need help.
Yep. Okay, sure. Did something happened? Did you have an accident?
Yeah, there was a car. There was a car, and it almost hit me, and
Really?
I'm lost, and I don't know where I am, and I need help. Please.
Sure. Come in. Do you want? Are you hurt? Did you get hit? Nate, you recognize this guy, but you can't place who he is. Sure. Just come inside. Do you want to? You need a call? Do you need to call 911?
I don't know. Nova is trying to slow down a little, and she's trying to like nod her head a little bit towards everyone, like now's the time.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna move in.
Yeah.
Okay, as she goes in, I guess we'll all pile in after.
Okay. Why don't everyone? Are you moving stealthily or just bum rushing the door?
Oh, I thought we were all just coming in like we were also nearly hit by a car.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
That was
All
my
right, all right.
plan.
So all
Also my friends.
all
All my
six.
friends.
you all step out of the darkness?
Yeah.
Lars stays hidden.
All
He'll
right.
sneak in.
Okay, so who's stepping up to the door?
I will.
Alice
Okay.
quickly starts moving towards the door, a
Okay.
giant lumbering shape
Yeah.
alongside the others as he tries to duck his head down and gratefully say thank you very much as he tries to come in.
Yeah, the man looks a little taken aback by the sudden appearance of 4 more people, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look terrified, which is an interesting reaction considering how some of you look. And he just goes, all 5 of you were almost hit by a car.
Yeah.
We were walking in a line.
All right.
We were, and we all managed to jump out of the way.
Look,
although
look,
I'm worried
look.
my friend here got hit.
Who is Nate indicating?
I'm indicating to Nova.
Noah. He kind of gives you a look over and goes, "Sorry, folks. I'm sure you're really hurt. Maybe, I don't know, but you gotta understand. There's 5 of you and 1 of me. I can let you guys stay in the office, but I'm gonna have to call the police because I mean, if someone was trying to hit all 5 of you, that sounds more like a attempted homicide."
Yeah.
Can I try to convince
What's
him?
your name?
My name, Nate. Nate
Nate.
Kelly. Who are all you folks?
I'm shocked.
Yeah. And as you're talking to him, it's like your eyes are kind of adjusting to the light, except there's no light to adjust to. It's been the same time. But you realize suddenly that that bald spot that was there, that's kind of like someone's been it's like someone's been building a paper mache doll that just didn't have enough to cover the chicken net up here. And the beer belly, that's just like a bunch of cans tucked in under a shirt. And the face is at the same time very, very familiar. It looks almost like Nate, but it also looks like a balloon that someone's stretched over wire with a black marker, a face drawn on it. It's like these 2 things exist at the same time. He's looking very confused at you. It's
I'm
like,
gonna shoot the balloon.
all right,
Man in the face.
okay. Roll Dex Firearms.
Just trying to take my fucking identity.
Oh shit.
That is 1 success.
That's 1 success. Let's see here how that's gonna be a hit. I'm pretty sure he's not seeing this coming. So let's see here. Ranged violence. I'm just gonna let's see. Inflict damage equal to the difference in successes plus weapon modifier and achieve your intent, including killing if that was on the table. So you get 1 success, and what's the damage of a handgun?
I'm not sure, but I will look into the book right
I'm
now.
looking at. Let's see, a revolver or a pistol.
It would be a semi-automatic, so a pistol.
Semi-automatic. Would that be? I'm extremely bad at guns. Would that be like a Glock 17, like a 9mm?
Like a Glock, yeah.
So that's 1 damage, plus 1 damage. So you shoot this man in the head, but obviously you're not used to these kind of weapons. So the recoil kind of just it grazes his head, and he starts bleeding. And he just, what the fuck are you doing? He just slams the door closed on you. And you can like hear the thud of him like leaning against it, and he's like, holy shit, where's my phone? Like,
What did you do?
Silas, break it in.
and you
What's happening right now?
I'm
What's
Nate
going
Kelly.
on? What are you doing?
I am Nate Kelly. That thing replaced me.
He,
Oh,
He could be-
Break in the door,
I
Silas.
was freaking out. I was just like, oh my god, police are gonna be here. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, you see lights turning on in some buildings a bit away, like not too far away, but like at the scrapyard and stuff.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta run. We gotta get out of here.
Jonas
Nova
goes
just kinda
running
starts going.
away from there.
And before I leave, I'm gonna just dump the entire magazine into the door hoping to maybe hit him.
You
and then I'm gonna run.
you fire a couple of rounds with no effect, but then you hear like a scream from inside as you hit him, and he's like, "What do you want from me?" Like he's screaming from inside, but it's like, and you can hear like 911. There's someone trying to kill me. Calling from.
Come on.
Lars is on the way. I'm running.
I'm gonna just
Yeah,
push
yeah.
the
Jonas
gun
as well.
and I'm gonna run.
Going.
Okay,
I'm already gone. Silas is gone.
where are you guys running?
Headed to the scrapyard.
Heading to the scrapyard. Okay.
Probably a good call.
You hear a dog barking at the scrapyard, and someone coming out like, "What the hell's going on?" You hear shouting from the scrapyard. Someone fire a gun up there?
Not the scrapyard.
I'll
Silas
talk
is
to the
just
guy at the
running
scrapyard.
Nate?
Uh,
Nate, are you there? Are you okay, dude?
Yeah. There was an accident. We came looking for help down by the car dealership, and the owner got scared, thought we were trying to rob him, and shot at us. We were all fine though.
Are you shouting this at the...
Yeah, I'm yelling, but we need a place to. I'm afraid of him. I think he's off his rocker. Do you have a place we could stay for the night, maybe, or
So-
just hide out in your junkyard?
So you run up to the fence of the scrapyard?
Yeah.
So you see this big burly man wearing essentially, he's out in his trunks and a t-shirt, and he's got this double barrel shotgun in the crook of one arm, and he's like staring at you like, who the fuck are you? He's got his buzz cut, almost like a military flat top, and he's like, Nate, hey Nate, you all right? And you hear the door open just slightly. It's like, call the police! These people are trying to kill me! And the man at the scrapyard just looks at you, like, all right, you stay right the fuck where you are, mister. And he holds up his rifle.
Listen, there's no need to do anything, and I'm gonna do my best to be diplomatic and charismatic.
All right.
My gentrified bearing wouldn't affect him.
It might not, no, but you can
I
roll.
could use.
Yeah.
Yeah. What should I roll?
I think this would be some kind of manipulation, right? Because your current.
Manipulation, persuasion.
Yeah, that sounds like a good roll.
All right.
And I'm gonna roll for him.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What are the rest of you doing at this time? Are you still running?
All right.
Silas hasn't stopped running, and I'm not going to stop running until I'm back at Jones' Diner.
All right.
That's 5 successes.
Mm-hmm.
I
5 successes. Oh, sorry.
No, I grabbed Jonas by the wrist, and I'm like just kind of trying to go around the place somehow to be able to look like we were just walking on the sidewalk or somewhere, just like staring what's happened.
Jonas,
Like a wet
Jonas,
way.
follow your lead on this, and he gives a quick glance back to Nate, and just stops for a minute just to look, and then he goes with you and just starts following you on his, and like hisses to Tyde, like, let's go, and
Leave
then
them.
picks up the pace.
Tyde is
He
running.
says, he said, like, well, he just shot a guy. What's wrong with him? Let's just go.
That's a very
That is a very good point.
Lars and Nova, what are you doing?
Nova's following Silas. The gun really freaked her out. It was very loud and not expected, and she wasn't expecting anyone to get hurt that way. So she's just going.
All right. Lars?
Lars is taking the opportunity to split off, and he's headed towards his house.
He's headed towards his house. All right. So he's splitting up from the group. Okay, Nate, you see the scrapyard owner just kind of gives you a look and lowers his gun like, all right, but you tell me what the hell's going on, because I heard someone...
I promise you, I will explain everything there is to know, okay?
All right, sure. I mean, who are you anyway? I don't recognize your face, and I know
You're
pretty
not
much
gonna
everyone in
believe
town.
me. You won't believe me if I tell you.
All right, try me.
I'm Nate Kelly.
He gives you a look. Now, this is a perfect opportunity to introduce the concept of masks in this game. Because you have your means, which is your Fey appearance, which is what you have been seeing with each other for now. But humans don't see that. They see your mask, which is not necessarily how you used to look. Could be. But this is more like someone took your Fey mean and then just applied a Photoshop filter of human on top of it. So, Nate, do you look anything like you used to look?
My mask?
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, I'd look vaguely. I would look like my younger self, sure.
Yeah. But like, you look more angular, perhaps thinner, or
Just
buffer?
thinner,
or...
pointier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gives you a look over, and you see there's a doubt in his face. Like he recognizes you. But he just shakes his head like, alright, no, you ain't Nate. Nate's...
Just listen. Please, just hear me out. Does this guy been here for, since I was there, or?
Who
Do
the...
I not recognize the scrapyard owner?
Your mind is... No, at the moment you can't recall this guy.
Okay. Listen. Ask me something that only Nate would answer correctly.
Shit. Fuck, I don't know. What did you want to be when you were a kid?
Well, I wanted to act.
You see how his face kind of just goes... Shit, Nate?
Yeah.
You're fucking with me.
Please, just look. If you let me in and tell the cops I'm not here, I can explain everything to you. Just please.
Look, man. Shit. Alright, come inside. Was that you firing the gun?
Yeah. That thing in there isn't me. That's not Nate.
The hell do you mean thing? That's Nate. I've been living with him. We've been neighbors for like 20 years.
Yeah. I was afraid of that. 20 years.
Alright, shit, come inside. He unlocks the gate and lets you in.
Are any of them within eye shot?
No, they've been running.
Okay.
So we're
I'll
gonna...
duck inside.
Yeah, we're gonna... Let's see, I'm just gonna pick up some documents here. We're gonna go to Lars. Because Lars, you ran to your old family home, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
that's the
that
direction I'm going.
that would be in the Oak Ridge neighborhood, which is where you used to live. And this neighborhood hasn't changed a lot in 50 years. The houses look okay. It's certainly a middle-class neighborhood, but they're definitely older than when you moved in, because Oak Ridge was new. It was 5-10 years old when you first moved in here. It's like these flat, pretty big buildings, usual kind of a boulevard, if you want, with big green lawns in front of them, little driveway, each house having a garage. And you find your house soon enough, and all the lights are out in the house.
Is there a shed in the backyard at all?
There is. You built one. A long time ago, but you built one.
Good. Then I want to pick the lock and get in there.
All right. So you sneak out behind the house. I would like you to roll a Dex Stealth as you do this. The lock is not going to be a problem, but doing it quietly might be.
All right, Dex and Stealth.
Yep.
Um, 10, 9. So 2 successes.
2 successes. All right.
We re-roll the 10s.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
I
re-roll a 10.
re-roll. I got it.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm getting some lag on the cameras here, but it should be fine. Okay, so you fiddle around with the paperclip, and soon enough you unlock the little shed that you built, and it's seen better days. It's very rusty. What's it called? The kind of
Well, corrugated.
corrugated.
metal.
Thank you. Corrugated metal roof. Not exactly built to last for, what is it now? It's been almost 60 years. But it's sturdy. You built it to last. And inside it's fairly dry. It's really cold, but there's some lawn equipment. There's some sacks of fertilizer, a small workbench with some tools on it, hanging on a rack up above it.
Okay. I'm going to take some of the tools.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I want to make a quick throw together a little toolbox
Mm-hmm.
for me. And then what I want to do is going to find. Do I have any eye protection in here? Goggles?
Yeah, sure. There's a pair of old rubber goggles. The surfaces are pretty scratched, but they should be enough.
Excellent. Then I am going to use Tatter DeMillion's workshop,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to build myself a small furnace.
A small what?
Furnace to
Furnace.
create heat in here.
Ah, sure. So do you remind me that costs you a glamour?
Cost of glamour unless I wear large, old glasses and use archaic tools.
You got it. And you're using archaic tools for sure. These are pretty old. So, do you need to roll anything, or do you succeed automatically?
I make a jerry-rigging build equipment action
Mhm.
as normal, and can make it can jerry-rig a complex object of any size
Mhm.
because I'm a
Right. So you build yourself a small furnace. What are you going to be burning in it?
fertilizer.
Right. Do you also build where's the smoke going to go? Are you building a little slot for it to pour out of?
Yeah, I'll build a chimney.
All right. Gotcha. So you start burning fertilizer, and doesn't take long before the little shed is warm and cozy, or as cozy as it can be. The hard stumped ground is there's no floor, of course, in here. It's just soil, basically. But the bags of fertilizer could serve as some kind of bed if you're in need.
So now that I am warm, I'm going to just lay down and go to sleep.
All right. You lie down, and for the first time in a very long time, you're actually allowed to go to sleep when you want, how you want, in a place of your own choosing. And sweet, sweet sleep just takes you right away. It's been a very long day, and you just crash. And with that, we're going to go over to Silas, who I think Nova was following you, right? But Tyde and Jonas were walking while Silas and Nova were running. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
All right. Nova's not here right now, but Silas, you're basically making your way back to Jones. And as you do, you actually hear police sirens. Now, these are not too familiar to you, you know the symbolism, but this sound you've never heard before. These kind of sirens. But you see one car. It says state sheriff on it, and you see one car just driving up to the industrial section of town, blue lights, and actually with the sound on, but it turns off the I just lost the word for it, but it turns off the sirens as it drives up to the way. You're too far away to see that, but you make your way back to Jones without trouble. You don't really smell the baking cherry pies anymore, and it seems the light is out in the main hall room of the diner, but there's still a light in the kitchen.
Okay. As the police cars pass, I freeze. I try to make myself inconspicuous as possible, at least as much as a giant can do that, and watch the cars go well away from me. I'm quite certain that a giant man clad in weird rags is going to attract police attention if they want it. But after that, I keep running. I don't look behind me to see where Nova is. I'm vaguely aware she's there. But I stop outside the front door of Jones. Okay, I say. There's a shooting, but I don't have a gun. I just need to tell her what's going on. Just tell her, I don't know what the Nate's deal is, but I'll just tell Joan what happened. She'll understand. I started breathing harder. I realized that if the magazine is at all real, then Joan is probably 60 years older than I am now.
Yeah.
And I look at my body, I look at myself in a very faint reflection on the diner glass, and think, okay, there's gotta be something I can say to her. And with that, I draw my hand back and rap hard on the frame of the front door.
Okay.
That someone can hear me.
Yeah. It takes a little while before you see an emotion inside, and you see this old woman coming out of the kitchen. She's wiping her hands on an apron. She's wearing a turquoise dress, very 60s in style, 50s, 60s in style. She has silvery white hair that's tied up in this kind of retro, as it would be now, bun. And she looks tired. She looks very, very tired, but also strong. She's wiry, thin, but there's this kind of energy to her that you recognize right away. This is the Joan that you were friends with, but she is so much older than you could have even imagined. Like the wrinkles in her face. She's got this mole on her cheek. She has this tired look on her face, and she just goes, she opens the door and goes, "Well, coming in, stranger. We're still open." You new in town? I haven't seen your face around before.
Thank you so much.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, honey. What can I get you? Some coffee? It's pretty late for that, but I still got some brewing, rather.
I pat my leather rags, and I dully realize that I have no money on me. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything that can pass for money on me. No gold coins, no Eldritch tokens.
Nope. Nothing like that. Oof, you look like you've been through a storm and a half with those rags on you. Pardon my language, but you doing all right? You been in some kind of accident?
I think of how well lies have gone for us earlier, and I decide to tell Joan the truth. Joan,
Yep, that's me. It's the name, my name on the door.
it, it's me, Silas. I just escaped. I just escaped the realm of the True Fae, and I just got back in town.
She her smile kind of drops as you say Silas, and she just looks at you and looks over your shoulder like, I'm sorry, do I know you? True Fae? I never heard of a place like that.
From the mystical land of Arcadia, I say, unaware that no one has heard of it, not even me, except for the realm of stories. It's me, Silas Larkin. You remember?
Now,
We were
no. Hold on here, mister. Silas Larkin is a good friend of mine. And I know for a fact that you ain't him. So, stop joking around. I don't take kindly to strangers barging in and causing a ruckus and lying straight to my face.
But it is me. It is me. I have to be Silas. I realize that I sound incredibly unpersuasive, even to my own ears. I realize that 11-year-old Silas has no resemblance to the person I look like now. And so I hold up my hands and I ask, okay, what happened to the meteor we were looking for?
You see this moment of recollection spark in her eye, but then she looks angry, and she just goes, you know what, get out of my store, I'm closing anyway. Get out, or I'll call the police on you.
Joe, you can't.
Get out!
What do you mean?
She, despite being half your height, she has the same kind of aura as she used to have, and she's not having it. She's not having it, any of it.
Down to her, I hold up my hands as I back towards the door. We both took our bikes up there. We both
Get out!
slid down, and you were faster than me. Remember?
Get out! You got one chance, mister, before I call the police.
I look somewhat shocked as I edge my way to the door and just say, Joan, I know it sounds really weird, but I mean, I wouldn't ask if I didn't know about what happened. I mean, we both went together, remember? It was, we took the day off from school, and you were saying that we could find it for the science project.
She kind of chews on her lip for a little bit.
You remember the old science teacher?
What color was the grass?
I relax. This is finally something only I can know. Blood red. It was like something had made all the grass blood red next to a great black rock. Nothing like the meteor we were looking for.
Oh my God, Silas, it is you. What the hell happened to you? And as this revelation happens, Nova, you've caught up to the. I suppose you've been outside listening, kind of standing behind Silas as this has been going on. But if we're going to move to Tyde and to Jonas, who have been walking through town, pretending to just be people out and about in the middle of the night. Where are you going? And what are you talking about?
He just shot that guy. What the hell? Who is he? Do you know him from before? Oh God,
No.
what's going on?
I may feel desensitized, but the one I'm not that it's he tried to hurt someone that took his place. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying it's a good thing that he shot him, but I understand it. Like, did you see? Did you have a look? It looked like some kind of balloon with like stuff stuck on it, but everyone thought it was him.
I look not like me. Maybe he was one of us who want to escape. We don't know that. And he just, I don't know. You just don't shoot. I don't know. It was just unexpected. I hope it's all right. And he survives. But yeah, way to draw attention to ourselves. Should we go home?
I'd kind of stopped, so like just kind of like I killed people too, you know, not like people, but fae, goblins, stuff that try to get into the garden. I could do that thing too. Are you going to hate me for it?
No, I don't know. But you aren't. You were made to. You were forced to kill people. He wasn't. Right?
Yeah, that's true. We can go home if you want to. Just like, I mean, look, if there's someplace something like that at our home and like replacing us, I'm not gonna kill it. I promise, okay?
Thank you.
But
I
we are like, I don't know what we're gonna do. This is an illusion. This is a very weird illusion.
well, if we can just, I don't know, if we just can see, I just want to see mom and dad. I miss them. I just want to see them. Then we can figure something out, please.
You know, it feels like there's been so many years and stuff, and all of this time, like that, like like tweaks at this old hoodie. It's like all this time I was thinking where you were and if you died. I didn't know where you were, cause when you left, I was like, you came back. You were in the woods, and they said you fell into the mines, and
I
then
did.
they just found you sitting there, and that was really weird and unlike you. And I don't remember if you were hurt or not, but you could have just walked home, and you were so weird. You didn't remember anyone or anything. You never talked to me again the way we used to. You never like teased me in the way we used to. You were just weird and different, and I went I it didn't feel right. Something happened to you in those woods, and I
Yeah,
went to check, and it's just, and now you're here, and it's like I have my answer, but I just can't think that hard of anything else.
I'm here now. I'm I did get lost in the mines, and I haven't been back here since then. I never got out. I got out now with you, with those other guys right now. And I didn't want to, but I was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't you don't have to say sorry. Or did you do it on purpose?
I I wished for the beautiful face to take me home. I asked them, I asked it to take me home. I don't think it interpreted as my home. I'm sorry. But now I want to go to a real home. The one I wanted to go to like 20 years ago, or what it's been.
Okay. Okay, we can go home.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't have to thank me. I didn't do anything. I get the feeling that it's kind of like it's difficult to. It seems like a very one straight. This is out of character, but it seems like a very single-minded character. It's kind of difficult to. Doesn't get social skills very well. Okay, let's go. We can go. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I hope so. But I don't think we can, like, you don't look like you, I don't look like me. I just want to see them. Then we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll find the others. Figure something out. But just go have a look. See if they're awake or anything.
Okay.
You,
I'm
sorry.
Now I'm gonna try to remember the names as we're walking.
Yeah.
So we know what to ask.
Would you remember their names?
Yeah, they said them. I think they did.
Oh, yeah. Owen
did.
and... Owen and
Names? I
Charlotte?
know names.
Oh, the names of the others.
Yes.
Yes, everyone introduced themselves. That's true. You've also spotted this police car that's been driving up to the car dealership as you've been walking, but didn't seem to pay much attention to you. Or sheriff's car. Sorry, I guess we would call it a police car. And you head towards the informally named gated community of Littlebrook, where the houses are a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer. It's a nicer neighborhood. You have your own grade school even. And you walk up to this familiar drive where you spent all your lives. And it's unkept. The grass is overgrown. The hedge is poorly trimmed. There's a car parked kind of poorly on the driveway. It's not a car you recognize. And you see the kind of faint bluish light coming from the living room, which you might recognize being from a television. I think that was the same even back in 2001.
Oh no. Jonas will let go of Tyde a little while, and just carefully sneak forward towards the window where the light is coming from, just trying to not get seen on the way.
All right, that would be a Dex stealth roll, please. And I'm gonna roll as well. Yeah, that's no successes.
And no successes for me either.
Well, that's a draw. So what happens is that you sneak up to this window and you look inside and you see this disheveled figure sitting in a sofa. You only see the back of their head, but it's like a tuft of hair, kind of unkept. They're wearing like a bathrobe over a pajamas with this big bowl of chips in their lap, and they're watching. That's The Simpsons. Apparently, that's still a thing, and they're just staring, like not moving or anything. Before suddenly they turn around, apparently having spotted your reflection in the mirror, and you manage to dodge your head away before they can get a good look at you. But you get a good look at them. And it looks slightly like the figure you saw at the car dealership. It's this gaunt, kind of puppety figure. Wooden, with like roughly shoved in pieces of what looks like hair or possibly brush brush hair, or however you want to call it, from like a scrub, and there are buttons pressed into the wood, and this sad mouth drawn on it, and it looks just enough like you to get this idea in your head that maybe that's supposed to be you. But you dodge under, and you hear it getting out of the couch and kind of shuffling over towards the window, like almost jiggling or crackling as it's walking, like the wooden joints groaning for every bit of movement. What do you do? It's moving towards where you are. Oh, you're quiet now. I don't hear you at all.
Oh, sorry. I'll just go, like, stand there, like, trying to hide a bit in the shadows, but still like making myself like seen so that I want to talk. But since I have no face, as far as I know, I just want to done standing like clear lighting, so that's clear to see.
Okay. So this figure spots you then, looking up.
I wave a bit, just to like, I'm here.
And
Like,
it just
can we talk?
It just stares at you
Hello?
for a long time, and then just slowly reaches for what looks like a phone, and it takes it up, and it types in 911 and holds up the phone to you, and there's a scowl on its face, and it's like, and it's moving.
No, please. I just have a question. Do you know me?
It looks at you for a while, and then it kind of shakes its head, and just sort of keeps shaking
Please,
it.
I'll leave. Just where is Owen and Charlotte? They used to live here. I know them.
It opens the window enough to hear what you're saying, because it's been hearing a little bit of it, and
I'm sorry for disturbing you this late. I just have a quick question, and then I'll leave. Please, sorry for disturbing you.
Owen and Charlotte haven't lived here for, it's got to be 10 years. Now, I don't want to have to call the cops. Please just leave my property, okay? I'm really not in the mood.
I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Okay.
And then I'll leave.
Thanks, I guess. It puts away the phone and just locks the door and the window and goes back to the TV. Didn't even seem to be bothered by your lack of features.
Quick question. The phone that he was holding up, what
Well, it looked like a phone, like a cell phone, but there was this screen on it, and you could see the numbers it had typed in on it. So that's definitely new. You've steeled yourself a little bit for this being in the future, as it were, 18 years in the future, but maybe it was a phone, maybe it was a camera, maybe it was some kind of surfing device. But are you leaving?
I turn over to Tyde and just like do a what the fuck pose to them.
Well, are they in there?
No, it's just some weird guy like the other one that looks like me, but's made of like wood and buttons. I don't know. They're not here. He said that they haven't lived here in a long time.
Well, where are they?
I don't know. He tried to call the police, but I stopped him from doing so. But on the other hand, the police seems busy with other things right now. Should we press it some more?
Like now or tomorrow? When?
Maybe tomorrow. I would guess maybe then we can find.
You hear a
so
knock.
much
You hear a
to-
knocking on the window from behind you.
I turn around.
Get off my property, please. And he closes the window and locks it again.
I'll turn to Tyde. Just, should we go? Come back.
Yeah, I guess.
Tyde, you see it as well now, and it kind of looks a little bit like Jonas, but just a little bit.
There's something really wrong.
Yeah.
But maybe that Nate guy, when he's not like shooting stuff and people, like maybe we should just find somewhere to rest for the night, get our bearings straight, and try to just deal with this in the morning. What do you say?
Okay. But where? Do you remember someplace? Because
No.
there was...
I don't think I don't know what happened. I don't want to. We can go to maybe Henry or Allison, but they will be they wouldn't recognize me either, and I don't want to freak them out. And I would like a plan before going forward here. Should we try to find like Lars or Nova? I don't know where they are.
We walked off. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're going to go find us or not, but do you remember, aside from the mines, was there any kind of... Do you remember if there was... I'm thinking there was a place that we used to go to in the woods.
The old cars?
In the woods?
Yeah. There were some old cars just standing there and rusting, but I don't think that it will be, well, it's better place than any perhaps. Let's just, should we head there? It's someplace familiar at least.
I mean, we can go back and look for them. But after that, we should go back to
Yeah.
rest in the woods, because at the if we find them or not, so I think that's the only place we can go.
The police we heard before was probably going to that place, and I don't know if we want to show up there just yet. I don't. Wait. Let's wait. Maybe. I don't know. Do you think we should go back there? I'll follow you. You went here for me. I'll follow you where you want to go.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go look if we can find them. We can look for about an hour. I don't know how long an hour is. I don't have a watch. But for a while, and then when we get tired, if we don't find anyone, we go to the woods to sleep, to the cars.
Perfect.
And if there's nothing there, we're just gonna be under a tree for a while, or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into the mines.
The big guy, the guy you convinced coming here, he wanted to go to the diner. He seems to know someone there, and he also seems to think that Germany wasn't a thing either. Do we want to find him?
We can go to the diner first. Maybe someone went back there too.
Okay, if that's what you want,
we can go back
do
towards the town and then towards the woods again.
Let's. If we go to the diner, I think we'll circle around a bit, and then we'll go to the woods if we don't find anyone there.
Okay. If we go to the diner, what we can do is we can ask some questions. We can just say some different names, and then we can say that we're a little
Yeah.
lost and that we're not sure what's going on, and if they maybe try to find out something.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's
Okay.
let's let's do that. Thanks. And yeah, let's go.
You don't have to. You keep saying thank you and sorry to me. You don't have to
I'm
do that.
sorry. I'm I
Don't say sorry for saying sorry. You didn't do anything.
As you're having
I-
this conversation, oh, sorry. Do you want to finish?
I am Jonas. I have had a rough time, and I've been sorry and thank you has been the most common used words for me. I think the last years. I don't know. Yeah, years it must be then. But let's go to diner.
It's
Yeah.
it's going to be okay. You don't have to do that anymore. And like Tide hugs him.
Jonas just tips him for a bit and then hugs back. And he feels like he wants to cry a bit, but he cannot. There is no tear ducts, no eyes.
And as this plays out, by the way, this is what happens when we split the party in 1, 2, 3, 4 different groups. So it's gonna take a little while. Oh, thank you very much. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It just happened. We're actually gonna go back to Nate, who has been led into the small house, more of a trailer actually, at the far end of the junkyard. This is where the owner of the junkyard lives, and you're being led in. This man, this obviously former military man, doesn't seem to trust you that much, but you did roll very well in convincing him that you were actually the real Nate. So he leads you in, and he puts the gun by the door, and the dog, which is a Doberman, he just tells him to go lie over there, and the dog does what it's being told. And he motions to a small kitchen table. You see it's kind of wobbly. The wood is etched, so to speak. One leg is a little bit shorter than the others. And he walks over to the counter and goes, "You want some coffee? Tea?"
Some tea would be nice.
All right. I got Earl Grey, and that's about it.
All right, that's fine.
You want milk with that? Sugar?
Sure.
Okay, milk and sugar?
Yep.
All right, gotcha. We have a little cat screaming in the background. So he works with that for a little bit, and then with his back turned towards you, he speaks up. "All right, Nate. I do remember you a little bit. I was a couple of years older than you, but I knew your dad, and I suppose I know you, or one version of you. Now, I'm still not entirely sold on the idea that's going on here. And if the cops come knocking, I'm not going to hide you. I hope you understand that. Because what you've been telling me, that you've been shooting some copy of yourself, that doesn't make any sense. But tell you what, I'm going to leave the back door unlocked. If the cops come knocking and you happen to run away or something, well, that's just bad luck for the cops, I guess."
Thank you.
Of course. Now tell me what the hell's going on, all right? I might change my
I'm-
mind.
I'm not sure. I was walking home from the bar one night, and I think I got lost or something, and I ended up... I don't even know where it was, just somewhere different. And then something happened with... I made a deal with somebody, and it went wrong. And then I ended up, well, like this. And I sort of gesture to my face and just my form.
He glances over his shoulder and just shrugs. Like what? Your clothes got ripped?
You don't see this?
I see that you're wearing rags.
Oh. Okay. Well, they did some bad things to me. and it's been
Right.
a long, long time. I think I'm afraid. I don't know how long it's been. But it's been a
Well,
long time, and I get back here. I go to my dad's
son, your
dealership.
dad's in the retirement home.
Oh,
This is your
Really?
business right now. Well, your business, I figured. Did you shoot him? Did you? He's not dead, right?
no, he was able to call the police.
Yeah, I figured. Don't get me. I'm gonna listen to you here, but you're talking.
I'm fully aware of that. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't believe me either, but that's the truth, unfortunately.
He sets down this old mug. It has a Disney stamp on it, some Mickey Mouse stuff. You recognize that at least. And you drink all of it?
Yeah, I'll try drinking some.
Yeah,
Not all of it at
it's
once. Just at a time.
so bland. Like,
All right.
you've had to drink some pretty terrible stuff when you were allowed to drink. It's bland. It's basically milk water, but it's unlike anything you've had for years.
It's the first thing I've tasted in, well, literal decades.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm thankful for it.
yeah.
Thank you.
No, don't mention it. All right, Nate. Let's assume that whatever this thing that happened to you is real. How come there's two of you? And one of them is the guy out there.
I wish I knew the answer, but I can tell you that if you don't turn me in, I can bring friends. I escaped with people. So
The bunch of
I can
people I saw
bring-
running away out there?
Yeah, they were all in the same shoe. We're all in the same shoes.
All right, they're also from
I think
Littlebrook?
some of them may have, if my theory's right, some of them may have been replaced as well.
This is some X-Files shit you're talking about.
I know, right?
Yeah, so
Wait, when did the X-Files come out?
94?
Oh,
92?
sorry, what?
Twilight Zone?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. Shit, Nate. I don't know what to say. You sound like you
Look.
just escaped some asylum or something. This is not making any sense to me.
Yeah, I get it. Look, here's what I'll do. I'll go so you don't have to lie to the police, and I'll try and find my friends.
All right.
When I find them, I'll come back here. I'll introduce you to them, and we'll explain our stories. Okay?
Well, shit, you're putting me in a predicament, but
Remind me of your name.
Martin Wellman.
You're a good man, Martin. I'll keep that in
Shit,
mind.
don't tell me that, son. I'm gonna be lying to the police, even if you run away. Well, if you do come by later on and the other Nate made it out all right, then I guess we can talk. I ain't no authority in town, son, and gotta say, ain't nobody been shot here for 20 years, more, even. So you're causing quite a stir, and this is your first night here?
Look, I don't need an ally. I just need somebody I can trust.
All right.
I don't need someone who's popular or trusted among the townies. I just need at least an ally.
All right.
And if I can convince you of my story,
All right.
I'll be happy with that.
All
And I
right.
intend to finish the job, and then I'm gonna leave.
All right. Oh shit. He just shakes his head, and as you leave, you hear the police sirens as the car drives up to the car dealership, and you hear the door opening, and you're outside now. You're in the back, and for a second, you swear you can hear the sound of hooves against gravel, but you're running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out of there. And as that happens, Nova, did you manage to keep up with Silas? Because Silas, you were running, right?
Yes. I think she basically keep up with me though.
Yeah.
It's up there.
All right. Yeah, you're faster than you look. So you've been seeing this conversation between Silas and this old woman, Joan, apparently, and she seems very confused and a little scared, and also she looks almost happy. But she there's like all this range of emotions going across her face. And she just goes, Silas, that siren, did you do something?
It wasn't me. I say honestly, holding out my hands.
What do you mean
I
it
don't-
wasn't me? What happened? Why you don't she just holds up her hand and she touches your face and she's like, I can't believe I this is she sits down on one of the small bar stools and just shakes her head like, how did it happen?
I look at her and laugh softly. You remember back when we were kids and you used to think that I was a bit of a nerd? That I knew how to do science stuff and read about fairy tales?
Yeah, I remember.
It was like one of those fairy tales, except it was written by a Martian who doesn't know how those things go.
Someone came down with a meteor or something? I don't... Oh, what are you standing out there for, sweetheart? Come in. She motions for Nova.
Nova comes in and then tries to find the brightest light.
There's a like a light bulb hanging in the hallway to the kitchen, and she goes, "Oh my stars, are you too hungry? I got a cherry pie that I've been baking for the breakfast rush, but I can make another one. Gotta keep my hands occupied somehow. This is blowing my mind."
Yes, pie, very much. Thank you.
Oh dear. She just gets up and, Silas, just take a seat. You want coffee? You want hot chocolate? You want a soda pop?
I sit down heavily in the chair, and the wood almost buckles a bit under my large weight.
Oh,
Even though I'm no longer a 10-foot tall ogre in this mask, my body is still large and heavy.
and
I say,
sorry.
I'll have a Coke, please. We Coke still exists, right? I said with worry.
She just laughs and shakes her head. Sorry, sweetheart. We got Pepsi here. Is that gonna be all right?
So I laugh a bit. Well, some things change. Yeah, I'll get a Pepsi.
I'll get your Coke in the morning. Oh my God, Silas. Who's that other fella then? Who have I been going to church with for the last 50 years? 60?
Silas frowns, thinking about it. Maybe he's just confused. Maybe he thinks he's me. When you ask him, after that day by the meteor, did I go missing? When I came back, it was like something was wrong with me?
You didn't come back until late in the evening. I just figured you'd gotten lost on your own. You were always a quiet kid. And I figured we just grown apart. Like, I didn't see much more of you in school. You just kind of avoided me like everyone else. And I started working here after high school. And you came by every now and then with your family, but we weren't really friends after that, I think. I mean, of course we knew each other. We said hi in the store, but figured you didn't want to figured I did something to offend you, and I didn't want to push it.
You ain't never offended me, Joe. I've
She
always thought you were great.
she
I
she takes your hand, your giant hand in her own small, yellow stained. You can see she's been smoking a lot, and she's just kind of shaking a little bit, and you see a bit of a tear welling up in her eyes. Like, I just thought I'd hurt you, Silas. I'm so relieved, to be honest. I'd never had a friend like you.
I'm
Oh.
sorry too, Joe.
Oh.
I wrap my gigantic arms around her and tell her, I'm sorry I've not been here for you your whole life.
Shit, you caught the tail end of it, that's for sure. Oh my God, the pie. She gets up and she hurries into the kitchen. It's like, hope cherry pie's fine. That's all I got at the moment. And she, now you tell me all about what happened in that fairy tale land of yours. If you need a place to sleep, I got a spare bed in the back. I don't know, might be able to wrangle up another mattress if I go home and pick one out. I'm awfully tired, Silas. I've been working all day.
I stare at the cherry pie. I smell the cherry pie.
Yeah.
The memories of cherry pies on a picnic blanket come rushing back into my mind.
And you see
Is this a trap? Is this that pie?
And she's wearing an apron. She's wearing a dress. And you think you hear the faint crackling of oven paper somewhere. Nova, are you taking pie?
I look to the pie, and I take a piece. It's a teensy piece.
Yeah.
Almost a small wedge of the pie. And then I put it on the plate, and I push the rest to the other side of the table. I look at Joan. I tell her, this smells like lovely pie. I bet this is you. You cooked this pie. And I'd eat the whole thing, but you need to trust me. I need to have just a teensy piece right now. Just a teensy piece.
I mean, you're a big man, Silas, but you have as much or still as you want. The rest I'll sell. People love my cherry pie. Well, don't mean to brag, but it's the best in Minnesota, I wager.
I believe it's the best in all the country, Joe. I take a fork and eat the pie. My God, this is good pie.
It is the best cherry pie you've ever had, by far.
I remember the feeling the last time I ate the best cherry pie I ever had. And I pushed the rest of the pie on the plate to the center of the table. I place my hands down on the table and tell Joan, there are gods, these weird creatures with strange powers that can lift a car or run faster than a plane. And let me tell you, this pie beats them all, Joe. It's so good.
She kind of laughs and looks over at Nova's like, well, sweetheart, you take a piece too. If it's as good as Silas saying, then I'm probably outdone myself this time around. Same old recipe.
Nova takes the slice and, she plays with a fork and she kind of goes through taking a piece, but she kind of ends up just kind of moving it on the plate, and she's looking at the pie and she's doing everything but eating the pie.
It's not gonna bite you, sweetheart.
I'm just not hungry. Thank you very much, though.
Fair enough. I'll leave it around if you get peckish, but tell you what, you can tell me all about this in the morning, cause I gotta catch a few hours before the morning rush. I was just baking these so they'd be ready for the morning. Silas, if you'd be a sweetheart and put it under the glass so it doesn't get stale, and I'm just gonna.
Yes, of course. Immediately pick up the rest of the pie and take it to the glass. After I do, I rush back to the table, grab a fork, and start eating the rest of the pie. And I tell this is such good pie. Thank you so much. Can my friend and I sleep in the kitchen or somewhere tonight, please?
Of course you can. I'll get some blankets out. It's not gonna be very comfortable, but you can't be sleeping out here in the night. It's cold outside. It's gotta be in the 60s, maybe lower, I think. Which is
Oh,
yeah,
thank you so much, Joan.
yeah, of course.
Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I look around dully and I tell her, though asking someone who hasn't learned much since he was 11 years old to help you, I can't imagine what I'd do.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. She says as she kind of cleans the table and starts taking out stuff for you to sleep on. And making your way to the diner is Tyde and Jonas. Not Niles, I was gonna say. Nate, are you going to the diner as well?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll head to the diner.
So you arrive after a little while, and at that point, the owner of the store, Joan, she's gone to bed. But I'm assuming that maybe Silas and Nova hasn't gone to bed yet, or are you just getting ready to sleep?
I was getting ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The door is locked as you arrive, and all three of you, through some providence, arrive at roughly the same time.
I'd like pulls Jonas behind him. I'll protect you. It's okay.
Hey, guys.
I
Straight
will
face.
just look carefully at Nate. How are you? How did it
A
go?
little disappointed, but otherwise I'm fine.
You're not gonna shoot us.
No, I'm not gonna shoot you.
Great.
It happened to me
Promise?
too. Happened to me too. I tell Nate, looking at him and looking at the group, there's something in town calling itself Silas Larkin. Guys, I think we need to be careful. Beyond, like, Joan's been friends with me since small times. Well, she was friends with me in small times. And even she was taken in by this new Silas. If he hadn't stayed apart from her, I wouldn't have been able to convince her. We'd all be out in the street right now. Whatever you do, next time you try to fight Nate Kelly, make sure you've got one hell of a plan. Because to the rest of the world, they think you're fake, not him.
Yeah.
I have a question. Did you come out of the diner? I thought the door was locked.
It probably opened.
I would
Oh,
unlock the front
Yeah.
door. Me and
I missed
Nova
that.
would be talking.
I missed that.
It's just a little, because we all wanted to talk. That's all. The whole reason why.
We met someone that looked like me as well. I'm thinking I'm gonna look more into it tomorrow, but I have no plans in killing it, and I don't know why we should. We've been gone.
I look to my giant hands, the strange youth, and feel my unwrinkled face. And I say, let's face it, I wouldn't believe me now if I was myself and someone said that the old man who is me isn't me. Oh my god, I think. Lars? What about Lars?
I haven't seen him.
No, we went their separate ways.
Nate, you see him?
I haven't seen him.
I
Well,
visibly have to calm myself. Maybe he's okay. But his family, I don't know.
we'll take care of it in the morning, right? I think
Yeah.
we just need to rest. I need to just collect my thoughts, and then maybe we can figure out what's going on and what we do now when we're back.
Can we go inside the diner? Can we stay here?
Yeah, just please sleep in the kitchen. And we have to be up early so that we don't look like we're taking all John's stuff or anything like that.
Fine.
Okay, but hold on. You said you talked to the person here, right? The person
Yeah,
who
Ty.
runs this place was a friend. Is that what you said?
She was and is, yes.
Okay,
She spent the last 60 years thinking we weren't friends anymore
well, that sucks.
because
I'm
the
sorry.
one who replaced me. But you know, it's great in that when I talked to her, she knew. You know, it's like we were still friends. She's been waiting 60 years to be my friend, so that worked out. But I don't want us to take too much from her. I don't want to dump all this on her at once. So we just got to be awake and ready to go when the morning starts.
Could
That's
you,
all.
could you perhaps help us with some clothes? Well, we can talk about that in the morning with her, perhaps then.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we'll do that.
if she's working here and she needs help, we've got hands now. We can help. But we can ask her in the morning, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. We'll get up bright and early and check. You guys
Okay.
just take the blankets so you can get the best rest.
Oh, there's blankets?
Yeah. Yeah, she got some blankets for us.
There's
you
a
guys,
few,
You guys
yeah.
take.
Thank you, Silas, for the help.
Jonas, Tyde, I mean, I just want you guys to be okay, saying all of you to be okay. I just hope wherever Lars is sleeping good tonight.
We'll find him. We'll find him.
And you all slowly fall asleep one after another. There's not a lot of blankets, but the floor's not that cold, not that hard, and you've certainly slept in worse conditions, or for some of you, you've not slept for years. And sleep overtakes you one after another. And Lars, you sleep so well. It's like heaven. And you, as you wake up, you're blinded by this bright light. You realize that the door to the shed is open, and standing in it is a person. You can't really see them because you're just woken up, and they're kind of standing with the light at their back. But you do recognize the glint of a sheriff's badge on a long-sleeved shirt. And you hear a woman's voice going, "What the hell are you doing here?" And that's where we're going to end tonight's session of Littlebrook Reunion.
Cliffhanger.
God, I was able to work that one in. Thank you all for a very good session and for splitting the party 4 ways. Please don't do that too often.
I don't know about that. That's my fault, though.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry some of you had to wait for a while, but I didn't want to cut off scenes too short. Thank you everyone for watching. We're going to be going again next Thursday as well. The VODs will be here on this channel if you're subscribing. And I will try to get them up either on the Onyx Path's YouTube account or mine. Last week's episode will be up sometime this week before the week is over. And wow, yeah, this is going. I'm very happy with this, and thank you everyone for going by. And we're gonna be saying good night because it's past midnight over here in Sweden.
Oh,
Good night, everyone.
All right.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Thanks for showing up.
Thanks.
Good night,
Night.
everybody.
Good night.